Dude, look at it. Cenk is trending. Did you see this tweet? He says, I'm super proud that I'm hated by the radical left. They don't represent the left. They hurt the left more than anyone. They do stupid shit like burning American flags. Oh, he's got a problem with burning American flags now. And purity tests on the least popular issues. They turn the country against all of us. Now, Cenk is saying that the reason why MAGA are MAGA is because of the far left. Dude, isn't that crazy? He says no one helps Trump more. And I said, what are you babbling about? No one on the left hates you. Everyone just realizes you're a shameless grifter who is returning to his Republican roots. We all know where your true moral center is, Cenk. It's so obvious. You will meet Nazis halfway if you get something out of it. And that's really it. Like, he would. If he gets something out of it, he'll be like, oh, I'll meet the Nazis halfway. I don't think that's the play, man. Look at what this person said. Cupcake boner. Dude, they follow me too. Cupcake boner. I don't know who that is, but I'm following them back. What a great name, right? Cupcake boner? Dude, that's the name, boss. Good job enabling fascism, Cenk. When you're put in a concentration camp, people like Francesca will be the ones to bail you out. And you don't even have to say thank you. And look what he says. He says, thank you for proving my point. Every time you challenge Cenk in a tweet, he says to you, thank you for proving my point. That's his little, like, his version of what is a woman is that. Thank you for proving my point. He says, and let me guess, all 71 million people who voted for Trump are fascists and can't wait to put all of us in concentration camps. And the only way to win back their vote is to call them Nazis. You guys sound like political geniuses. But the thing about it is 71 million people who voted for Trump, like, they're okay with fascism. They're okay with a president who fillets the mic, right? They're okay with a president who used racist tropes against the black woman he was running against and wouldn't even admit, like, that she was smart or capable. They were okay with him saying all immigrants are animals and vermin and poisoning the blood. They were okay with the Hitler speak. They were okay with his misogynist pussy grabbing shit. They were okay with him saying he was going to gut all the agencies and go after his political enemies. I mean, like, you do, at some point, you have to admit that 70-some million Americans were okay with Trump saying, I'm going to be a dictator. I'm going to turn America into a fascist Project 2025 regime where I prosecute and attack all my enemies, and I've lied about the election for the last 4 years, and I tried to overthrow the election results. I committed an insurrection. I've got rape charges against me. I was good friends with Jeffrey Epstein, okay? And I, fudged my business records, and they're voting for him. So I'm not going to say they're all Nazis, but wow, they were all really okay voting for some toxic fucking shit, bro. Like, of all the things I listed, was any of that not harmful? And then he went down here and said that's because these idiot radicals hijacked the word progressive. What it meant originally was economic populism, like higher minimum wage, lower drug prices, Medicare for all. You can disagree with those policies, but they're not radical. They're meant to help the average American. And I said, it's not radical for trans kids to be able to be kids without the president lying about sex change operations happening at school. It's not radical for trans kids to be able to be kids without having Riley Gaines train her attack dogs on them, or without legislators passing 500 bills to prevent them from getting health care, right? But Cenk's solution is fuck those kids, right? Because the poll that says, 80-20 issue neutered Cenk. So Cenk is like, I'm not going to worry about the trans kids or their parents or them getting criminalized, having their health care taken away, because some of these bigoted people like MTG and shit might help him get a bill passed, right? Dude, that shit is wild. Dude, this is crazy, guys. This mentality here, again, he's like going all in on the anti-radical left. But this line right here, saying they turn the country against all of us. This shit is wild. Now, he's basically giving a pass to all the bigotry that's come up since Obama and the misogyny that's been resurgent in America. And he's saying the radical left wanting to defend, transgender people having civil rights, or, giving Anna shit because she was demonizing the homeless because of her one experience with a homeless guy, right? He's like, no, the left are the problem. And this is crazy. And now, though, he's talking about Iran. Dude, remember? He was out there on that podcast yesterday saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene said if there's war with Iran, she's turning her back on Trump.
So we bring her on, and she says, if Trump goes to war with Iran, I'm out. I'm out on Trump.
What a crazy thing for Marjorie Greene Taylor to say on camera. Right?
She actually didn't say that, though. She didn't say that.
Isn't that amazing? She said no money to Israel. Awesome, right?
Yeah.
And you're right. All of our other opinions, we don't have to agree with. We can fight our tooth and nail on the other stuff, right? But take yes for an answer, especially when the MAGA base is screaming to Trump, who's in power, don't go to war.
Remember? I mean, we all know she didn't say that. We watched the interview. Dude, that is crazy, bro. What is he doing?
I remember Hank and the fact that, he helped start the TYT union and now has obviously
nothing.
Okay, but I knew Hank was such a great guy.
He unionized their workplace. And Cenk, the economic populace, hates him for unionizing the workplace.
We need a maximum wage. No one should make $11,000 an hour.
No one.
Enough. Yeah. We're done. Bezos, $150 billion. What is it?
$150 billion. That's his total personal wealth.
Enough.
But I actually, I wouldn't go in that direction. But so I'm in a unique situation here because I'm deeply progressive. I care about all these issues. I'm also the CEO of this company. Okay?
Dude, he's deeply progressive. But he's also spent all day today tweeting that he's glad the radical left hates him. Dude, he's so deeply progressive that he hates leftists. He despises them. He's so deeply progressive that he busted the union at his own workplace. Oh my God.
I'm deeply progressive. I care about all these issues. I'm also the CEO of this company. Okay, so it's a fascinating perspective. So you can call me biased, and I'm telling you about it ahead of time, right? But I don't begrudge people making any amount of money they want to make and that they can make. What I begrudge is making that amount of money while your workers don't, and then saying you don't have the money to pay them, because that.
Now, isn't that ironic?
It isn't true. Right. It isn't remotely true.
Right. Isn't that ironic that a year and a half later, after he said this, he was running for Congress. He had taken huge sums of money from Hillary's people, from Katzenberg. Huge, astronomical millions. And then he was fighting to prevent his workers from unionizing. Wow. Wow, the same deeply progressive guy who's concerned about, having a whole bunch of money while your workers don't have any money. Isn't that ironic? Oh my God, dude. Dude, Denim's out here crushing it. Oh shit. Yeah, look at this. Look at what this guy said. Because Cenk left it coded. Okay, he said purity tests on the least popular issues is what he said. Least popular issues partly means support of trans healthcare and trans women in sport. People forget, but 30 years ago, Cenki's rant here about the least popular issues would have been about marriage equality. It would have. 30 years ago, Cenk Uygur saying purity tests on the least popular issues would have been about being able to openly gay and not get fired, or to be able to marry your spouse if you were gay. If we rolled back 60 years, 70 years, it would be fucking segregation. They'd be like, look, man, segregation is wildly unpopular. A senator got arrested today for trying to ask a question. ICE are whipping people off the street. They're removing due process, and Cenk is still online crying about how it's all the radical left's fault and not the fault of the centrists who lost the last election. And it isn't the trans people's fault either. There's a reason why all the young Turks people, all the people that Cenk hires go bad eventually. Dave Rubin wasn't an anomaly. Oh my God, dude. Dude, this guy's amazing, bro. He's bringing the heat. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.